Have you ever thought that I wish I could help that dog, but I cannot have that dog forever in my home? There have been instances where people have said that, oh, I really want to help that dog, or I really want to help this dog, or I saw that dog and I really wanted to help it, but I'm in no condition to adopt a dog and care for, a dog for 15 years, or I have a dog of my own, and it's very difficult to care for a dog right now, another dog, and stuff like that. So, if you have felt this way, have you ever thought of fostering dogs? You keep them for a short while, you help them rehabilitate and get on with a better life, with a new home, and where they are well settled. This way, you have taken care of that dog, but that dog is not your responsibility for his or her entire lifespan. If you haven't thought about it, well, think about it. Because this video is about a complete guide to fostering dogs. Let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to The Happy Puppers. I am Dr. Shruti Bhattacharya, the author and owner of thehappypuppers.com. The link to the blog will be there in the description section, so please have a look at it. It covers everything from dog psychology to dog care to training to mental health of your dogs. Literally anything and everything you may need for your dog is there in the Happy Puppers. So go check it out, and let's get into the video. But before that, please go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and set it to all so that YouTube can notify you every time a new video releases from this channel. Let's go. Complete guide to fostering dogs. Now, in this guide, I will outline 10 different points that if you haven't thought about, if you are going to foster dogs, you need to know these 10 factors before you approach the shelter to foster a dog. So, first one, understanding the process. Now, the process of fostering can be different in different places. In some places, there's more paperwork. In some places, there's less paperwork. In some places, there are more check-ins with the shelter people. Some places, there are less check-ins. So, it all depends. Or they may check in initial days, they may check in heavily on you to help you, assist you. And once you get comfortable with your role as a dog fosterer, they may stop coming, or they may stop checking in on you that frequently, and you can just consult them when you need them. So, but there are a lot of responsibilities that come with being a foster dog parent. So you need to talk to them. First, go to the shelter. If you have never fostered a dog, go to the shelter. Ask them about the procedure, about the process, and what responsibilities do you have. You will obviously be taking care of the dog, taking care of the dog's medical needs, taking care of the dog's temperamental needs, helping the dog adjust better, rehabilitate, develop a few training commands, which are the most basic training commands, which will help the dog be well settle in well with the new family. Then take care of the dog's training needs in terms of potty training and house training and all of that. So ask them openly, and if you have questions, then ask them immediately, or if you have questions later, then write them down and go back and ask before you commit to this process. Because dogs love very easily, and they love very hard. So if you bring a dog and then you're not able to foster the dog, you put the dog back in the shelter, it will harm the psyche of the dog even more than before. So that's not something you want to engage in. That is why you need to be ready and prepared before you go to the shelter and say yes. Point number 2, preparation and setup. Now, you won't bring a dog to your house when you're clearly not ready to have a dog in your house. So you have to prepare your home for a foster dog. You have to put in baby gates, you have to put away those shoes, you have to cover up the cable wires, you have to make sure there are no hazardous or toxic plants or chemical cleaners lying around that the dog can eat or ingest, or get into, and the trash bins are covered, and you've got a fenced in yard if you have a yard, so that, because initially, see, you don't know where that dog has been, what life that dog has left. So maybe being in a house is traumatizing for the dog if the dog has been abused previously. So the dog might try to escape, and you don't want that. You don't want the dog to escape and get hit by a car, or bite someone, because the dog is so scared, but the dog does not know where to go, what to do. Dogs bite when they are scared, only when they are scared. They'll never bite otherwise. They bite to protect themselves. So you don't want that situation to, come true. So you have to make sure that you have your house protected for your dog. Then you have your house protected from the dog. And finally, you got enough things that the dog will need, like a crate, a good bedding, toys, treats, food, water bowls, and any and everything that you might need. So make sure that your home is doggy proofed to avoid any accidents. Still, a few might occur, but at least you've done your best. Point number 3, assessment and matching. Now, every dog foster parent is not same. Every dog guardian is not the same. Now, some people are very heavy on outside activities. They love hiking, love running, love jogging, love sledding, whatever. Such people who engage in a lot of outdoorsy activities should get a dog who is high on energy, like a Labrador or Husky, or any dog basically that loves to play a lot. Because these people are high energy themselves, they will take the dog out more and the dog will get plenty of exercise, which will be good for the dog's mental health. Such people who are adventure seekers, trekkers, hikers, and all should not be paired with a dog who wants a sedentary lifestyle, who wants to sleep, eat, go for a walk, and that's it. Doesn't want a lot of interaction, doesn't want to go out a lot. So you have to find out the dog that matches your temperament. Now, if you are a laid back person, you can take your dog twice outside for a walk, but you cannot go for a jog or a run or stuff like that. Then you need a dog who does not have that active temperament. So assessment and matching is very crucial, and the shelter people, you have to when you talk to them, they will tell you how they do these assessments and how they match dogs with their humans, so that the dogs can have the best experience and the humans can have the best experience fostering those dogs. So point number 4, basic care and training. They will also tell you what kind of basic care you need to be involved in, how to groom your dog, basic teaching your dog, basic obedience, manners, exercising your dog. Like, these are all the responsibilities of any dog parent. Now, grooming would depend on whether you have the right tools or not, or if you're how much grooming the dog needs. So if you cannot commit to taking the dog to the groomers like every now and then you shouldn't get a breed that needs grooming every now and then. You should get a more laid back breed in terms of grooming needs and all. So basically, it needs to match up with what you're doing as well. Otherwise, the fostering will not be a good experience for you, and it will definitely not be a good experience for the dog. So they will also tell you, if you have problems, you can ask them. If you have previous experience or you already have expertise in dealing with separation anxiety, leash pulling, house training, and basic training tips for dogs, then you can just go ahead. But if you don't, or if you land up in a snag while taking care of the dog, you can always reach back to the shelter. They are always ready to help dog foster parents do a better job at their fostering. Point number 5, taking care of the dog's health and medical needs. Now, in many cases, the rescue dogs have had a previous condition, or they need medical treatment, or they might be senior dogs who have arthritis, and they just need a bit of looking after. So ask them about what kind of medical attention do you have to provide to the dog. Some of the basic medical attention would be deworming, spaying or neutering, getting the dog vaccinated on time, and all of these things. But if it's a senior dog, the dog may have arthritis, or the dog may have hypothyroidism. Dogs also have kidney issues, diabetes, and everything. So ask them to provide you the dog's medical records, so you know if there's a chance that the dog might develop something, or an alteration in the creatinine levels or something to indicate that kidney might be affected, or SGPT, SGOT levels a bit high to indicate that the liver might be a little bit in danger, so you have to provide liver supplements to the dog. So check the dog's history. They always have a vet on hand, so you can talk to their vet, you can take the history, dog's medical history, go to their vet and talk to them about what the dog will need to lead a healthy life. Point number 6, socialization and enrichment. thing is that a lot of these rescue dogs have been picked up from areas where they had very harsh living conditions, so they did not get a chance to socialize and be a dog or be a puppy during the puppy stages. They fought for survival day and night. So many of these dogs may not have been socialized. You may get a dog who's been socialized before, you may get a dog who's not been socialized before. So you have to be ready for either of the cases. So your job will be to expose that dog to different kind of scenarios. Exposed to house people, then to people coming from outside, then to dogs outside, then take the dog to the dog park, take the dog to a restaurant where they allow dogs, allow the dog to interact with other people, show the dog that humans are not that bad and most of them are really nice and they will treat you well and you can ask for pets. So this way the dog will overcome any fear or anxiety that he has from his previous abusive experience or previous lack of experience completely. So that changes the dog, that brings out the more fun side of the dog and reduces the anxiety problems in the dog. Now, next point number 7, behavioral support. Now, a lot of the times, unless it's a puppy, foster dogs come with a bit of behavioral issues. Some cases that might be severe, some cases that might be mild, but they do have a bit of behavioral issues because a lot of them have been through abuse. They've either lived on the street and been abused by humans, like, in general, or they've been in a house and they were neglected, or they were just not taught anything. It could be anything. So the dog may display aggressive behavior, fearfulness, resource guarding, separation anxiety because of their past experiences or because they were never socialized. So you can talk to the shelter people, and these are the things that you need to do before you get the dog home. So you're ready and you know what you are getting into and how much work you will have to put in to help the dog get properly rehabilitated. So you can ask the shelter people what to do in such circumstance. How can I make the dog's life better? And they will offer you advice. They will tell you that, okay, start socializing on a lower scale. See if your dog prefers humans or prefers other dogs. Whatever he prefers, go with that. Then introduce other people. Show the dog that this is not a threat, like this, like that. They will give you all of the details. So just talk to them. Point number 8, transition and adoption. Well, when you're a foster parent, your ultimate aim is to have that dog get adopted into a wonderful family, where the dog will always be loved, cared for, not neglected, and not abused. So fostering is like a bittersweet thing. You watched that dog grow from a very fearful puppy into a confident, loving, human-loving, dog-loving, this amazing personality dog. And now it's time to say goodbye. It's time to allow the dog to transition from your home into his permanent home, and you have to help the dog do that transition. That is why socialization is important. You also have to take pictures of the dog, put it on the site, and make the dog look super cute. I mean, every dog is cute, but still, make them uber cute and describe their personality and find the right place for them. If that dog is preferably an only dog and needs to go to an only dog house, then you need to mention that. If the dog loves other dogs and loves other animals, then and would be do a great farm dog, then you have to mention that. So you have to participate in adoption events, take the dog for meet and greet with potential adopters, and well, hope that the dog finds an amazing home to transition it. Point number 9, support network. Fostering is not easy. Sometimes you just hit a snag, and no matter how you try, you cannot come out of it. Like parenting. Fostering is parenting. Parenting is also not easy. Sometimes you just don't listen, and sometimes dogs also have the selective hearing that just doesn't come on when you're calling them, or when you want them to not go into the trash, or when you want them to not chew your shoes. So sometimes things can get a bit overwhelming and out of hand. At this time, having a support group that can actually that can support you and tell you that I get what you're going through can mean a lot. Literally means a lot. You feel validated that you are not the only one who's suffering from this, and it's okay to feel this way, and it's okay to hit these snags. That's the main thing. So you can reach out to fellow fosters who are also fostering dogs alongside you. You can meet the coordinators. You can go to online communities for engagement, advice, emotional support. Your dog leaves, transitions into a better house, and then your house feels empty, and you want someone to talk to, you want to share that beautiful experience with someone. No one will understand it better than another foster parent or people who are working with dogs or for doing fostering or are in the field of fostering. So it is a huge psychological help having a support network. And finally, closure and reflection. It is your responsibility to make sure that the dog gets adopted and there are no snags in the adoption process. So when the time comes for adoption and when the dog is meeting potential adopters, and if someone wants to take that dog home, you have to let the dog spend more time with them, get used to them, take the dog to their house a few times. If the dog has high anxiety issues, then get the dog used to the transition gradually. And at the end, it's always time to say goodbye. And that's probably the hardest part of dog fostering. I don't know how they do that. I cannot be a foster parent because I will be a foster fail. I'll fail at it every damn time. So, but they have to. But it's a part and parcel of fostering dogs. You have to say goodbye. You have to say goodbye. You can stay in touch. You can stay in touch with the dog. You can stay in touch with the new dog parents, and you can and they can keep you updated on the dog's condition and health. And you can go and meet the dog every now and then. But you should also celebrate this experience. You should also celebrate the fact that because of you, a dog now has a forever family. Share your experiences with others, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, and the rewarding part. And encourage others as well to come forward and foster dogs and other animals because everyone deserves a home. Everyone deserves to be with loving people, to be under care, supervision, and to be taken care of. So please, 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 if you haven't considered fostering yet, please go ahead and consider. Especially if you love dogs and you cannot have them with you on a long term. These are short term tasks, but you will make a dog's life better. It may not mean much to you, but for that dog, you're changing his life. So please, please, please consider this. If you haven't yet, good luck with dog fostering. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.